Okay. Welcome to the very first episode of Analyzing TV Shows. We're going to start off talking about The Wire. Uh, late, late update of vlog, but I think I seen on what it was Instagram where people was talking about The Wire versus Snowfall. I ain't going to speak too much on Snowfall. I just start with The Wire and ask a question. How can you compare The Wire to Snowfall? First off, Snowfall don't have any depth. We're just gonna talk about one character from The Wire. This is random character Duke. Kid grew up in Baltimore, poor kid, parents on drugs, didn't have a place to stay. Long story short, wore the same clothes every day. It actually showed how a kid can go from just that to actually becoming a crackhead. Another random character from The Wire, Michael. Same thing, guy ended up in the streets. When you give a kid, let me say this, if I don't know how he was, let's just say 13. Boom. If you 13 and you gotta take care of another person, how can anybody ever expect you to focus on school or do the right thing? That's just a question. The average 13-year-old go to school, worry about Facebook, video games, probably whatever, Squid Games, whatever else they got going on or whatever. If you gotta take care of another person, how is it possible to focus on school? You know, and then you grow up in an environment like that with people like Omar around. I ain't gonna talk about Omar. Bubbles, we'll go Bubbles, another character that was a complete fiend who ended up turning his life around. Now I'm gonna go Snowfall. How can you compare that? I'm gonna go back to The Wire, as a matter of fact. Season 1 was about String, Avon, and the drug game and the projects. Season 2 was about the docks. Season 3 was about the school system. It actually showed not only how brothers in the project, you know what I'm saying, how they act and end up in circumstances and how they learn and the structure and all that. And how can you take that and compare that to Snowfall? Now let's talk about Snowfall. You gotta talk about what is it? Franklin Saint. I'm from the streets. Well, born in the streets. I'm Muslim. I don't, you know what I'm saying, condone any negative activity whatsoever or promote that. But brother, how can you come up? I'm not saying you were soft or anything like that. Everybody's different. But there's no possible way you would have survived that long or came up. There's a difference between being intelligent. You can be intelligent and smart. The way they did, well, I guess the way Snowfall came off was like Franklin wasn't smart. Franklin was intelligent and smart. The difference between being smart and intelligent is smart is something you learn over time. For example, I went to college for 4 years. It don't matter if I went to college for 4 years. It only matters what you have to show to the people, what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? Intelligence is something that you're born with. You know what I'm saying? Period. They can't teach intelligence whatsoever. There's no possible way he would have survived that long or made it as far as he did. And I stopped on season 5, and what's making me do this vlog right now. I mean, how could you ever compare a show? I just named 3 characters. I can't even name 3 people from Snowfall with any depth whatsoever, including Franklin. You just a dude who just lucked up and met a plug. It wouldn't even really played out like that. If it did, a dude would have robbed you. It would have been too many situations that would have stopped your progression. I'm not hating on Snowfall. No, it's entertaining. Just like Power. Power is entertaining, but you can never compare the 3 because The Wire is deeper than that. It showed not only the streets in season 1, it showed the docks and the plug in season 2. It showed in season 3 the school system. In season 4, It showed everything. Like you can't. And then in season 5, it wrapped up and gave you. It was a complete story. From Dookie's story to Bubbles, ended up getting off dope to Michael basically becoming a 14-year-old grown man who ended up turning into Omar. To Omar getting killed. To Stringer getting killed, who was just a brother who thought he knew way more than what he knew. Simple as that. Who would try to kill Clay Davis? You were just a brother from the projects. You got no matter how far you make it in life, you gotta know where you started and where you came from. Period. It don't matter if you're born in the projects, you make $10 billion. Cool, but you can't never forget where you came from. None of that stuff, because that's your story. That's what makes you. These people that's born in the luxury, they just that. You can't buy your way in. You can't buy your way in the old money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end this on that. You know what I'm saying? Peace, blessings, and love to everybody out there.